Hey everyone, it's Trisha, and today is December 2nd, 2010, of course. Wanted to make this video more in the lines to, not really talk about how things have been going for me, but to ask you guys questions. Of course I know, like, the basic, DP symptoms and whatnot, but there's other things that not many people have kind of talked about, and I wanted to know, if you guys get the same way with, like, what I'm gonna, mention. Is it hard for you guys to have sex, like, not to physically have sex, of course, but to mentally get your head where it belongs? Because I know that for me, it's really hard. Like, I can't get my head there. And then how did your depersonalization start? Was it from pot? Was it from a traumatic experience? How did it all begin? Even how old were you? And how long have you been dealing with it? Do you guys think about death? I know that sometimes I get so frustrated with, going through this for almost 9 years that, sometimes I'm like, fuck this, what's the point anymore, and it's just like, if there's a better place, it's got to be better than this, and I just want to know if you guys get that way too. I'm sure you guys do. Like, I'm sure anybody that deals with this has thought about it at one time or another. Is it hard to do things like, go to the store or go anywhere? Like, do you kind of avoid going out in public? Do you kind of feel as though, your home is like your safe haven? Like, I know I get that way. Like, I'm kind of like a shut-in. I still work and everything, but I avoid going to the store at all costs unless I really need something. That, and I've even caught myself, money's really tight, working like only 4 hours a week, and I'll, find myself calling to order pizza because I know I don't have to leave my place. Are you guys able to hold a job? I know that a lot of people have said to me, how the hell do you do it? It's like, it's really hard, and, I'm getting to the point that I don't know if I can anymore. Like, I know that, like, last year, I was able to work, go to the store, and things were still fucked up, but I was able to, get through work, and talk to my customers, and, just get through the day. I just wanted to know, a lot of people that I've talked to have said it's about impossible for them to work, and I wanted to know, the people that watch, if you guys are able to, if you guys have a job. Driving, a big one. You guys drive. If you guys do, does it fuck with you when you're actually, like, on the road? Because I know that me personally, I have, like, a delayed reaction, and I'm scared that if I ever go to drive, I'm, like, gonna end up getting in an accident and hurting someone, and I feel like I'd be a danger on the road. Does it fuck with you to hear the sound of your own voice? I know that that's crazy, but DP itself is fucked up. Like, I know sometimes I'll be talking, and I'll just stop and say, I feel fucked up to whoever I'm talking to, and, they know, like, okay, we're just gonna drop the conversation. Let me see. Proper diagnosis. I kind of had a list here on my computer, and I'm trying to, like, read which ones I think are appropriate. I know that I haven't got one yet. I know a couple people that I've talked to that haven't got one. and a couple people in a chat room said that they were lucky enough to get one. I wanted to know if you guys got one, and if so, who did the diagnosis? Was it a psychiatrist? And even if not, what were you told? I know last time I was told borderline personality disorder, and not one fucking symptom came close to what I deal with. Okay, another one is, I know personally, I will get irritated so very quick. I snap at my boyfriend a lot, which sometimes he deserves it, but I'll catch myself being a total bitch, and I can't help it. Like, I remember a couple times my mom would ask me something, I'd be in the car and just not having a good day, and be listening to my music, and she'd tap me, or just randomly say, start talking, I'd be like, will you shut the fuck up? And I don't mean it, but it happens, and I can't help it, and then I come to my senses and start to cry, because I feel bad for what I said. But, do you guys flip out? This as well, do you guys feel like your brain is gone? Like, you can't think, you can't concentrate, your memory's fucked. Like, is it hard to, you almost feel, I know personally I feel like I'm mentally retarded sometimes. I know it sounds fucked up, but I feel like there's just going to be a point where I'm going to start, like, shit in my pants and stuff. Not like I can't control my bowels or, shit like that, but, I feel like, it's just going to get to that point where I'm not going to be able to function at all. Like, I just feel like, like 2% of my brain is left, and just the rest just disappeared. Like, I always struggled in school and shit, and it was really difficult for me. But even then, if I was given a math problem or something, I'd have to think, but it didn't feel like it does now, almost like I just can't, it could be so simple, and I just can't think. I'll get like that at work, where, like, I'll be counting change, and I'll start to hand it to someone, or I'll be in the process of, like, collecting their change and shit, and, like, I'll forget what I was just, like, where I was at. Like, my brain is just gone. And this is a big one, too. This is the last question I wanted to ask. And this is a big one. Do you guys ever, like, kind of just randomly forget where you're at? Or even who you are? Or who you're talking to? I know that sounds crazy, but I've heard a couple people mention that they didn't know where they were and shit, but I just want to know for, how other people are. I've heard it from a couple people in different videos. Like, sometimes I'll look at my mom, and sometimes she doesn't even look familiar. And then it's like, okay, that's my mom, but I'll wake up sometimes, I don't know where I'm at. And it's really, really scary. But I just figured, I'd ask those questions and kind of see, how other people are. Maybe some people, can't focus, but, maybe it's not hard for them, you guys, for some people, for them to have sex, or, whatever. I just kind of wanted to know, if any of you guys have felt the same way. Yeah, oh, and by the way, I'm really hard to get a hold of, which, I noticed that when a lot of people were watching my videos and commenting, I didn't have internet, and I was without it for a couple months, so now it's just been this kind of game to freaking try to get back to everybody, and I feel like an asshole, but I couldn't really help it. I didn't have access to, to a computer that had internet. So if anybody ever wants to talk to me or whatever, the best way to get a hold of me is through email. My email is perfectlyflawedx@live.com. Feel free to write me whenever. I check that pretty frequently, so that's probably about the best way to, even with these questions, you don't have to write a comment or anything like that. You can even email me, the answers, even if it's uncomfortable for you guys to put in a comment. But thank you guys so much for everything, the positive feedback, all that shit. It really does mean a lot. And, I'm sorry that you guys have to deal with this. I know it's really hard, but just gotta try to get through it, I guess. But thank you guys.